Okay, guys, we're back. I am painstakingly maybe 10, 10 locks in that I've been able to retighten. I said this was going to be like an all weekend process, but I feel like I'm going to be getting Social Security before this is done. I see why people charge like a couple $100 just to retighten. All right. So right along here, I've retightened these, and I've done a couple up here because I wanted to at least start with the perimeter. It's my first time doing a retie. I had two that decided to marry each other, and thank goodness I'm only 3 months in. I had to take them out using a whole pin needle and redo those two. So I have two that I'm going to have to nurse back to the process. So with that being said, to keep my hair out of its own way, again, and this was my fault because I was trying to do it without using these little clips, and so when I was using my little locking tool, they were kind of trying to marry each other. So now we're back to, oh, that one's trying to bud a little bit. It's cute. So it's braided at the end. Here you can see all the new growth that's there. So we're gonna try this again. Give me some coffee. And we're gonna try this again. I'm gonna be here my whole life. Oh, I just dropped my tool. Okay, one moment. A little handy dandy. This is why I said you need to have more than one, because if I lose this, I'm gonna have to run out and go buy another one and start over. Okay. If this is your first time trying to lock your hair yourself, I am having, like, sometimes I'm not having any issues, but other times with some of my smaller ones, the hair just keeps coming out. There's no way for me to safely secure it other than to hold it. You know, once I thread the hair through here, I have to still be careful and hold it in place while I'm doing the 4-point rotation is what I'm using. But the really tiny ones, I'm doing 3 points because I don't want that much tension on my hair. So if you have any tips or tricks as to how to better use this tool, it's really neat to use, but maybe if my locks were bigger, it would fit differently, but because they're so tiny, and I've seen people with even tinier ones, I didn't want to do the palm roll method and use product, but I'm starting to reconsider that. So I don't know. Just pray for me. That's all I can tell you. So I'm going to try this again. So again, using the, oh yeah, it's got a little bud on the end. It's cute. It's like right there. Okay, so without disturbing where it's budding, I'm just going to go a little bit up further in order to thread it through there. Again, pulling gently. So I don't want to disturb the bud, right? So keep that in mind. Again, using the 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, I'm trying to position my hand so I have plenty of hair. And maybe this is why I probably should have kept the needle longer, but at the time, cutting it to this length is what other people recommended, so that's what I did. So again, this is my 12 o'clock. Again, hold the end, pull it through, okay? Making sure it's still on there. I'm now going to switch to the 3 o'clock position. Again, my finger is in the way, so I'm so sorry. But clearly, you're just going to go through the hair. Again, making sure not to grab the next lock. It's 3 o'clock. Making sure the hair is still in there. Let's now do 6 o'clock. So without adding too much tension, right? That's 6 o'clock. Again, making sure there's not another one in its place. Perfect. So that's 6 o'clock. Let's do, technically I could leave this one at 3 because I don't want it to be too tight. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. I'm going to leave it at 3. I don't want to put it too tight. And then the one next to it, this one I probably only need to do 1 rotation. It's really skinny. Yeah, I'm actually going to leave that one and not mess with it. I'm going to let it grow out some more. Let's try one from up here. Same thing, this one, they don't all have the same amount of new growth. Okay, let's grab this one. Make sure there's nothing in place. In fact, I'm gonna put this one out the way because I don't want that to be a problem. So we're gonna lock this one back down because again, barely a finger thing, so I don't need to mess with that one. Let's put it back here. I just want it out of the way, right? So I'm working on this one, and again, feels kind of chunky compared to the other ones. It's got a little bud on the end. Again, I started out with the braid, and it's got quite a bit of new growth, all of this. So let's rethread it. I have been at this since 8, and I think I've barely done 15. Okay, things in there. Start again. I'm starting at the 12 o'clock position, making sure nothing is around it. Okay. Oops. Get my fingers out the way. So this is hard to do on camera, but gonna thread it through. Again, making sure nothing's catching. It's 12 o'clock. Flip it. This is 3 o'clock. Okay, and 6 o'clock. Right, and 9 o'clock. So I think I'm going to end at 12. I don't know, let's see, because if this one feels tight, I don't want it to be tight on my hair, so. Yeah, that feels good to me. It's nice and in there at the root. All right, perfect. All right, let's see if I can try. Oh, one more. Yeah, this is definitely a lifelong process. This looks like a good one to do. There's no way I'm gonna. Okay, where are you out? Wait. Okay. Not that one. That one I just did. It's this one that I'm working on. Making sure, again, there's no stragglers around it. Let me re-clip this one down at the base so it's not grabbing any hairs, right? You want to make sure, yeah. And again, you want to be gentle on your hair. Okay, so again, starting with the 12 o'clock position. Now you see that? If I did that, it would marry with this one that keeps getting in my way. So I'm going to move this one down here because it don't want to behave up there with the rest of them. So you know how your parents tell you if you can't behave? Okay, we're going to try this again. Okay, so 12 o'clock. Right, 3 o'clock. 6 o'clock.